What's up, everybody? How are y'all doing, internet world? Well, isn't it a crazy time to be a freaking American? I love this country to death. By the way, I got a book recommendation for you. The Patriots. It's about the Sons of Liberty. I recommend you pick that book up and learn a little bit about American history and what we fought for. To begin with, here's a fact. The first casualty of the American Revolution, well, the Boston Massacre started, was a African-American slave at that time. But the way the slavery worked there, they were more like maids and stuff like that. Well, he tried to save two white children, and unfortunately, the British killed those three, and a little bit more. But that was the first casualty. That's one thing I want to talk about this country. We are so caught up in scars of the past. Slavery was one of the hardest and most pathetic things humans have ever done. And it's amazing that 400 years later, we still use that as an excuse. And it's not just the African American community, the white community and all that use it as an excuse to try to think of our country as a bad place. One thing that you really get and hear a lot is, oh, America was stolen from the Indians. Well, the Anglos were moving in, and yeah, there was some unfortunate casualties. But people got to remember, some Native American tribes were very vicious and very violent towards the newcomers. The thing about that is, our world, our population is based on going into places and taking it over since the beginning of time. Since man came out of the Middle East and spread across this world, we have done that. And that's literally something we got to remember. Humans inherently try to find places to live. We can survive in some of the toughest conditions on earth. Our country's become weak. We have a weak president. We have he fell down 3 times and they blame the wind. That's like Mr. Burns from The Simpsons, for crying out loud. So I mean, come on. What kind of country are we living in when stuff like this is happening? I mean, heck, I sit here. Even the military is starting to push a liberal agenda with the new administration that's in there. First off, military itself should not really get into political conversation. They have one person. They serve the Constitution of the United States. They can refuse orders from the president if they believe it's unconstitutional. I mean, we have gun laws coming up now that are insane. And the Atlanta shooting that just happened, unfortunately, at the massage parlors, those shootings prove that background check will not work. And I also want to say this. Gun laws are inherently racist. The 1936 law was designed to try to curb gang violence between mafias, Irish, Russians, stuff like that. Well, Ronald freaking Reagan, who I don't know why people worship, he was a destroyer of the Constitution. He killed our mental health program. But there's something I want to bring up. Between 1994 and 2004, during the ban, there was more gun violence during the ban. And also, AR-15s are rarely used in most shootings. They make up right at less than 30% of the shootings involved. Most guns that are used in the mass shootings are freaking handguns. And people got to remember, a mass shooting is defined by the FBI at this moment. There's no universal definition as a shooting with the casualties and victims of 3 or more. So, there's a lot of gang violence. that happens. Why do we have gangs? Well, let's go back to the gun laws being racist. Chicago, for example, when they passed the Saturday Night Special law, it attacked the African American community more than anything else. When Reagan signed his act in California because they were scared of the Black Panthers, the NRA and Ronald Reagan got together and wrote a bill in California that started the gun law tragedy of California. I'm sorry, guys that live in California. Come to Georgia. We'll accept you. We will take you in. My wife's from California. She's got a little bit of Georgia in her, and all of a sudden, bada bing, bada boom. She left that liberal mindset behind. So if you want to come to Georgia, come on. Texas, Idaho, Montana. Well, you're from California, and it's kind of cold up there. But, I will say this. I'm looking at who was ever looking at this. You can make a change. That's what it takes. We are a country that is fighting right now. But does everybody remember September 12th, 2001? Not September 11th, but September 12th. We as a nation came together. We supported New York. We supported Pennsylvania. We supported and cared and cried for the families, for the people, and we came together as a country. And unfortunately, that started a 20-year war that's still going on. Trump was trying to remove troops, had a peace treaty signed. Now Biden is wanting to send more troops in and forget about the peace treaty. Why? Why would you do that? I mean, today when the administrators were talking to freaking China, China ran over the United States in the way they talk. The liberal shit's got to stop. Pardon my language. It's literally got to end. Simply because it's making us weak. It makes us look weak, and it's destroying us as a country. People need to realize that social media trends are not a way to live your life in the real world. Social media trends are tearing this country apart. I mean, remember a couple years ago, there was the knockout game with the Tide Pod challenge. The people that are complaining the most are the ones that were eating the freaking Tide Pods. Look, I'm going to tell you right now, I don't care if you're gay, straight, black, Asian, whatever, you're my brother. We're all creatures of God. Or the earth, or spirit, whatever you believe in. We are family related through that in some weird cosmic universal way. There's only, you have to be nice. You don't have to be nice, but look, you gotta try to be nice to people in this world. One smile can change somebody's life. One handshake, one wave can set somebody's bad day and turn it into a good day. The famous quote from Gandhi, you have to be the change that you want to see in the world. So, patriots, I'm talking about the real patriots, not like the idiots that stormed the Capitol building. Patriots, if you love this country, if you love America, be the change. Stand up. We can't ignore history either. We're literally trying to rewrite history as we go. But that's for another video. So, I love you guys. You have a great day. And God